I think we are live. It's the second time lucky. Um, yeah. So I'm starting all again. Sorry if you started watching that and it cut off. Hopefully it's not going to cut off again. Um, if you're here, say hello. If you're on the replay, say hashtag replay. And if you get any insights or questions, comments, then put them in as you declare, you share, you care, and you when you care, you create. Commitment in your mind to remember things, and it creates neuroplastic changes. So anything that's useful as a bonus that you weren't expecting in life, or is repeat it back to someone else. It would send the ripple effect out. And when you share and you comment, it's the same equivalent. It's a good representation of how, when you put something in, the social media is a good representation of what that is like in life in general. Learn something, share it back out, comment it shares it to other people. So it has its benefits of when we're looking at what works and what doesn't, and that's a lot of principles around what osteopathy is about, and coaching. And so we'll get stuck into making your impact in the world. I think that's what I've called it, or making real impact in the world. And as neurocreative leaders, as divergent thinkers, or some strategic um, and spontaneic creatures that we are, um, and creative beings that can, uh, could and can be the real leaders in the next generation of leaders, because we're heart centered, we care, we've gone through a lot, and we know how to look at the bigger picture to start tidying all this stuff up that's going on. Um, but making a bigger impact for me is what I'm all about, in terms of take an idea, see it through, try it, test it, put it into reality in some way, get feedback, build on it. And there's it's very interesting how um, I've been invited to put a put a new book chapter out, and that book chapter is on a lead on from another book that we did last year called Coaching Reimagined, and it was all about, all the different types of coaching and coaching modalities there are out there that are more integrative for personal development and approaches. And now we're moving into every types of even more off-grid types of coaching that haven't really felt like they're fitted in, or they're innovative in some way and address current needs and wants of humans, that AI won't be able to replace in a lot of ways. So it's really fascinating because I get to write about all the things that I'm already up to, and how to condense that into a one chapter is going to be interesting. And I'm giving an example of this right now because as I'm reeling off ideas around it, I'm creating the index, the outline of that chapter in real time because of technology. And that's where I believe the AI, the technology, the tools that are out there now that I've been harnessing to help myself and others are coming into play much more quickly and easily in real time, when we understand that everything is a gift, everything is an opportunity to build on something and learn in the moment. I call it reflection in action. And when you're here with me and these spaces, this group is here for me to talk openly and honestly about whatever's coming up for me before I test it or check it out with anyone else. So you're always getting first hand thoughts and insights that come up from what I'm up to in the world. And I would hope that you can share your posts about what you're creating, what you want to create. So bear that in mind too. Don't forget, as long as it's not a bombardment of stuff that's not relevant, it's the whole point is we're here to celebrate each other's creations and help each other and support each other with feedback, and potentially even find the people that really want the services and products and things that we're doing, or all of that stuff is here. It's what you really want to optimize on and create, and know that the support is there when you are open rather than in need, in terms of, say, for instance, lack. Or yes, it's okay to feel upset and in lack, because that's what occurs when our energies are down. um but yeah, stepping forward into what we do want to create is so important. So yeah, coming from this place of the ripple effect, making impact. I love the word impact. It's all about um what it makes it mean later based on what it means now, and how to compact that, to consolidate it, so it's the leverage, the least amount of effort, but the most amount of relevance and appropriateness to boost something. Like a door hinge holds a whole door on, and it's less effort to open that door rather than having to pick up the whole door and move it. It's designed ergonomically. It's like, some ideas can be so ergonomic that they change systems. That's what we want to do in this time, and create projects that do that, and messages that do that, and art that does that. Because all visionary art is that thing of having such a clear message in the vision. Even if it's not words, it inspires people to take action, or inspires people to want to do that art themselves, and or help others with something. So the well-being, the art, and the business and the project, and getting into action is so important. And where I came from, that thing, this key centerpiece here is the clear communication and messaging. What is that messaging first? When we get that messaging right, I was resentful, so much so that I went into paralytic states of paranoia and anxiety, depression, and all that stuff, because I didn't know how to express my ideas, because of the world always operating with language that I hadn't learnt, even my own first language. So now I've studied it, I've realised that we get to study the things that we're most upset about, because when we do that, we're less upset about it. We don't have to become a master as such. We just need to be proficient at the things that we most want, are most resistant at, in life. That's what I believe works. And when we've got spaces to do that, when we've got coaching to do that, we can make bigger impact in our own lives. And then we've got health and inner resources and inner impact. Then we've got ways to share that with others. So doing the inner, the feel the worth, then be the worth, and then share the worth. Um, uh, so yeah, my story around that, and creativity being, and music being the thing that really helped me to um, move through the world. Not just it was literally just as a rescue remedy for so much of the time, but now it's just um, it does create wholesomeness. It also will be part of, and is part of, what I do uh, as well. So creativity, music, and movement are intrinsic parts of my day. They create the bigger impact for me, for my health, and then I don't feel like I need to fit in, but I find out where I need to fit in, that's most appropriate, that's most missing, without trying too hard, and fitting in enough to get leverage in the world makes the biggest impact in the world. That sense of from studying healing mechanisms, physical ones, osteopathy, physical, um, learning how to learn, learning how to reflect, come back, act. Um, I've got a care to repair cycle that goes through. What do you care about? What do you then uh, dare about? What do you declare about? What do you flare? What do you share and repeat to get feedback? And what do you pray, and what do you repair? When we pray, we're actually not necessarily asking for something. We are being thankful in the moment, connecting into the wholesomeness of that, which then helps us repair from duality back to wholesome. and then back round the circle again. When I say flare, I mean taking action. So all of this flow cycle that's so important daily to do: rest and digest, move and approve. um, uh, all become self-management into management, and finding the support we need, the types of support we need. So I've said a lot about what I've been creating, what I've discovered from myself, and that learning how I have been more sensitive, and then studied communication and language from a sensory over hypersensitive place. And then there's like visual. I don't really respond to visuals so well. That's okay. Some people do, and they don't feel so much. And then some people think and rationalize and compute data more than that. So there's like this triangle of data, sensory, and visual. And all of those key pieces, some people are more leaning to one, and some people can do all, and that's okay, and that's great. And I've learning to do more of all, but I'm much more sensory. I sense it all first before I compute it, and or turn it into reality and visual, into a visual. Um, but I love visuals that also are very, very simplified, that explain things well, explain the data well, simply. So I do love visuals, just not as much as how my feelings feel. So that unique learning ability is which one of those pieces uh, are we naturally leaning into and more compatible with, and utilizing that as a strength to go, okay, well, if an artist is more sensory, then they probably are better off doing music or some kind of tactile art process or business, and the way they share their information through that for others. Maybe that's their ideal market, those people. So even knowing that can help to go, okay, well, who I don't have to think of it as a working with a generic demographic in my marketing. I can go, oh, I work with sensory people, or I work with more visual artists, or I work with more, psychographic, and what's the psychographic, the personal energy of that person, and how do I help them. So all of that's important because of that creates more market fitness. uh, so I've got these frameworks, the 4R framework for inspired decision making processes to reduce stress in the moment and take action, or plan something that may be resisting or overwhelming and take action. It's more simplistic. There's the daily D's, the daily planning framework that's more neurocreative. There's the energy management system, 5BS. There's the 4Ps for overall, project management, and NeuroCreative leadership flow cycle. There's all these different frameworks. I've got loads of them, and even noticing that I could help a business to do sustainability architecture in their leadership, business, and systems, so that they're doing well, being health, wealth, and stealth well throughout their teams, throughout all of that. So just noticing all of that is how I could make bigger impact in the world. And as I'm sharing everything again here, seeing what's landing for you, because some people are more like, I just want to do one thing really well. I'm more like, I see lots of different things and I can't not want to do them all, but I have to also reduce that down into a simple framework that people can leverage. That's why I'm launching a 12-week container to do marketing well and launching well in 90 days for people that want to get their launch leveraged and pre-sold in the 90 days, and have a repeatable system with the tools and the messaging all repeatable for next time, so it builds better next time. That's making impact for me, is to go, okay, well, I know all of this stuff and can do all of this stuff, but what's the thing that people are actually needing right now? And that's, we all get to create wealth care so that we can actually do the things we want to do more of. So it makes sense to me that as I did so many interviews with people, everyone's like, well, money's blocks, or money beliefs, or money just not even if it's a block or belief, that it is just that feels like it's reality, that's a struggle, that gets to be looked at. Let's make that easy. How do we make that easy? By working together, by um, producing something that has, the marketing is so energetically aligned with the user because it's been planned and stuck to, and not been overthought and not take actioned on. Just take the actions that actually work, get the feedback, test the thing, build on it, work on it for 90 days solid, and then explain the value of it. Know how to explain the value of it. Boom. Find the people. Let it sell itself once the messaging is there. So that's the idea that I want to create real impact in the world. Just seeing what's, I'm saying a lot of stuff, but it's here to help you also see what's landing for you, so that you can, there may be a thing here and there, an idea here that could be the real leveraging you for your impact in the world. Clear communication, even just that piece, the communication, the real authentic message, to share your value, to also extract what other people's values is needed in the world, creates a better relationship. We're talking about what works. So even that might be something that someone may want here that's listening and wants to work on. Um, there's what have I written here? There's this idea of, yeah, like I said before, like using tools and AI. There'll be things that it won't replace humans for. It will always want humans interaction and connection, and jobs that work. And that, humans that can use AI are going to be ones that can do 2 hours of work that instead of 40 hours of work for some things. Some things just take their time, and that's okay. But that also gets to be, revalued in some way. If things start to lose value because they can be done quicker and faster, then what about the things, then revaluing the things that take a lot longer and a lot of time? So artists that spend a lot of time making something very intricate that takes a lot of time, that gets to be explained why it is worth this much. And then when people know that it's worth that much, and they're already earning what they can earn to be able to pay for the things that they want to appreciate, imagine all of that being more aligned, more set. Once we're able to do our businesses, have the aligned prosperous income with ease, because the marketing's there, that's done well, and then everyone starts getting paid for their work that they put in, even if some bits are done easier, some bits are spent more time on, and then there's more time for rest and digest along the way. um yeah, the pros and cons of AI being, it can be just like a social media, a distraction, spending more time thinking and going back over processes rather than actually just getting something and trying it out and seeing what lands for other people. But yeah, the pros being forms, emails, design, thought partnering for general processes of reducing complexity. But then specialist complexity reducing thought partnering is what I do for NeuroCreative and neurodivergence. That's not really replaceable as such, because it uh, depends on what the AI has been trained in as well. But even so, there's something about um, generic versus specialist as well. And then the cons being uh, not um, not oh my gosh, not train weaknesses. Yeah, weaknesses. Staying in the pleasurizing zones with AI, and there'll always be a human director saying, "This is done. This is what I want. This is the input I want to put in. This is what I want to." Where it wanted to stop and then show it and share it. So anything you watch online has been decided when it's finished enough to share, or not finished enough to, but still to share. Someone has decided when it's ready, like a piece of art. When do you stop finishing, and then when do you share it? Even if it's just for feedback, if it's not finished. So there's always a human decider. Just notice that it's not AI created, it's AI produced via a human director. I always like to remind people of that. Um, so, um, yeah, how marketing and communication skills is the new currency for sustainability, creativity, and inclusivity. That's the three key pieces for me. Sustainability, what's going to have us do rest, digest, and move and improve, and approve on in one space where we've got a balance, an equal amount of each, creativity and inclusivity with our diversities in collaboration. That's all making a massive, that will make a massive impact to society. If we can show what works, eventually people will stop buying into systems that don't work or listening to people that are scaremongering things that don't work. So I hope this has been helpful. I've said a huge amount, and just to share that how I can make a bigger impact is that I've just brainstormed what I can start writing about the index in my book chapter. So there's the evidence there, right there, that anything can be done um, with efficiency, and like I now have this in place to work from, to go forwards and get feedback. Whatever you're getting from this, I'd love to hear from you. What are you creating in the world? What do you need any help with anything? Do you want to join the NeuroCreative Launchpad and get your project pre-sold and get the amazing USP, unique selling point with personal energy branding that really lands, and get that tight so that you can keep repeating that every 2 or 3 times a year, whatever you like, and just build upon it and get it going. Take dreams to reality through inspired decisions and inspired action. Uh, take sustainable brilliance, natural rhythms, wisdom in action, um, channeling chaotic reliability, and chosen visibility. All neuro creative leadership frameworks. Um, Ready to go. Thanks for listening. Apologies that took some time to put it out there, and it cut off on the first go. So thanks for listening, and let us know what you got from this. What do you want to um, do going forwards? Let us know. How are you going? All in general. Much love. All the best.